Trinidad and Tobago, I am so excited. You see this lovely, beautiful lady sitting next to me? This is, of course, none other than Theresa Mollenthiel. This beautiful lady has a heart of gold. She, you know what? Just like myself, she loves our country. Miss Mollenthiel, welcome, Mrs. Mollenthiel.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Listen, you are an educational psychologist, and your love of country wants you to transform this country. Tell the nation. So, I mean, that's sort of the overall ballpark situation. What are some of the thoughts you have in terms of creating transformation of our lovely country?
Well, I have a number of different projects in mind. I first started an NGO, which is designed to help children build schools that are inclusive with alternative forms of education, help children who are marginalized so that they don't have to end up in crime, they don't end up with mental illnesses, and to save them from poverty. So I want to call on all the other caregivers to help create a social change in this country and to give up their hearts and to create the change that we would like to have.
Fantastic, to create a change that we would like to have. And therefore, if you've started an NGO, and what's the NGO called?
It's called HELP.
HELP?
Yes, HELP, which is Helping Every Life Prosper.
Wow, I love that. Helping, producer, you heard that? Helping every life prosper. And if this program that you have in mind, tell us some of the, if you can go into some of the details or some of the ideas you have in terms of creating that transformation of the young people of our country.
Right. Well, first of all, for the last 20 years, I've been working with children who left the system for different reasons. They have different learning styles, or sometimes they may have found that they wanted a different environment, because, you know, all over the world today we are challenged with a culture of death, a culture of do as you want, and we need to imbue virtues into the systems. You know, we are quite open and liberal and so on, but with virtues we empower children to make the right choices through the virtue of wisdom. Through the virtue of temperance, they're able to control their emotions, and it helps to preserve them from mental illnesses.
Wonderful.
And through diligence, we prevent learned helplessness, so they don't have to be dependent on the government and other people as much, but they can give back to society and be positive contributors to our nation.
Putting that in mind, and bearing in mind the present circumstances in terms of the crime situation, do you think such a program can actually help to reduce or to cause young people to say, listen, a life of crime is not for me?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Wisdom helps us to discern, and from very young, it's not just about knowing what is right and wrong, but getting a deeper understanding of the implications, how it's going to affect my life, rather than the short-term goals of just, you know, doing what I want. But I can have a life that I can be proud of. It's natural to want to belong. And some of these children, it's not through poverty that they may have turned to crime. It's sometimes because they want to belong. Okay, so there are generally 5 basic needs of a human being. And the first one is to belong. Then it's to be understood. Then they need a sense of autonomy and control. Then they need to feel that they are enhancing, and they need to trust. And when there's a breakdown in family life, or they've been abused in different ways, I mean, I've had a lot of experience and I've heard a lot of these stories over the last 20 years, and it has really moved my life. And you know, I really want to help these children. I want to call on all the caregivers to come together and be the mother of our children, of our nation, to create a change that I would like to see. And so I do believe that this is possible, because I've seen it work. I've worked with children over 20 years.
So you have seen the transformation?
I've seen the transformation.
We have been friends, yourself, your husband, myself, we have been friends for over 20 years.
Yes.
I know your commitment to this country. I know your love for this country.
Thank you.
And that's why it is a signal honor for me to have a chance to chat with you today. Now, bearing in mind the time frame that we have today, I'm hoping that you will allow me the privilege of having you back in the program this week here.
Definitely.
So we can go into real great detail in respect to as to what you are hoping to achieve and to what you see our country can be in the future. But the question I want to bring to you now at this point in time is this. You said you have seen transformation. If there are persons who feel that they have a child or their children in their country or a school, is it possible? How is it possible that they get in contact with you? How is it possible for you to bring that synergy and to create that what you're doing with them? How is it possible that they can contact you and so on?
Well, my number is 793-8373. I didn't come to advertise, but I came to call the nation together. I'm calling on companies, I'm calling on psychologists, I'm calling on teachers, I'm calling on educators, priests, pastors, anybody who cares to create a change that we want to create and to give and to reach out for especially the marginalized children and to create that change in education. That's my first group of people I'm calling.
So you're calling to come together on their own volition, or is it that you want to organize something where they can come into, or as I said before, on their own, whatever they are doing to really have the focus which you're calling for them to bring? Which is it, or is it a double or joint situation?
Well, I'm calling for collaboration, but I have come up with a virtue scale. You know how before there was something called the IQ, where you'd measure children and label them and say, well, okay, this child is, well, long ago the words they would use would be like, this child is an idiot. And it was most offensive, and laws have changed that. But there's still labeling, and we want to move from the labeling to the development. At what stage is this child developed in virtue? I mean, I think there's a lot of input on education, but in terms of character building and virtue, I've come up with a virtue scale, and I'm already working with some educators, and we're creating a lot of change that I want to call the country, and I really want to get that change.
Fantastic.
So my email is theresamollenthiel@gmail.com.
And that's theresamollenthiel@gmail.com. So all of you who want to get in contact with her, please contact her at theresamollenthiel@gmail.com. You see the name on the screen? Just add with that gmail.com and get in contact with her. This is something to which I would want to also be a partner to, as it through my organization, the Center for Justice, and whatever we can do to assist, we will be happy to do so. And I really want to wish you all success. I know your heart is in the right place. I know your love for this country. And by the way, I know you have a brother that sits, or family that sits in this as a senator, as an independent senator.
Yes.
And I hope that he will also be part of this program, as the case may be, in terms of helping to bring and to transform, because his area of law, which is quite highly qualified, bringing together with your expertise and other grouping, can really create a transformation we need in this country.
Yes. Thank you.
Once more, we thank you, and pleasure having you on the program. And we hope to see you this week on the hot seat once more.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
We go for a break right now. When we come back, we have with us the MP for Laventille East Mover, MP Leons. He is here. We'll be right back.
This is the hot seat. Who will be next to sit on the hot seat? If they truly love our country, they will face you on the hot seat. A program that brings the burning topics, the most controversial issues, and people directly to you. No stone will be left unturned. No question will be too risky to ask. And no one will be untouchable. Tune in Monday to Thursday from 4 p.m. and Sundays from 3 p.m. right here on Synergy TV. It's time you face the people on the hot seat, hosted by the defender of the grassroots, the people's ambassador, Harvey R. Boris. I love my country.